Listen to me. If there was a wise man who would ever think of this, they would say in order to be superior to the man, you've got to be the man. For I am the man himself.
Hello all, what is going on? And guys, how you guys all doing this Sunday evening? This is the Club of the Man 1993, and we are here live for my live review of last night's premium live event, pay-per-view, whatever you want to call it, for Survivor Series War Games 2024. It took place yesterday, November 30th, 2024, at Rogers Arena. Can I get you say not Rogers Arena, not Rogers Center, not the Blue Jays stadium, Rogers Arena. It took place live there. We're going to talk about the 5 matches that happened on this show and give you my overall thoughts. And again, since I'm taking a break from Raw and SmackDown reviews right now, it was We'll kind of like talk about a little bit of what's been going on with some of these stories and give my overall thoughts on that as well. Like I said, I'm taking a break right now as I'm beginning fatherhood. So far, you know, it's an adjustment, but wife's home recovering. I go back to work on Tuesday. Not excited about that, but you know, it is what it is. But overall, just starting to get ready for the Christmas season. As you can see, I have my little background here in the background. So yeah, it's been quite a past 2 weeks for sure. I didn't get to do a preview for Survivor Series as I expected, but I was able to watch it. As I've mentioned too, I do plan on watching Saturday night's main event, and I will do a live review for Saturday night's main event. I'm still debating about what to do about Raw and SmackDown reviews coming in January. Again, I definitely want to do a review, and I'm going to try to do it live, a live review of the debuting show for Netflix. I have been leaning towards doing the whole thing where I do just one live stream a week and I talk about everything and I just separate out each portion of its own separate videos. I've thought about doing that, but I still don't know if I'm going to do that. I have considered also, because like I said, the second week of January, I have my yearly work business trip I go on. So I'm debating about still holding off on returning back to regular programming for the channel till I get back. But that's still up in the air as well. But I definitely am going to do a review of the first Raw on Netflix at the beginning of January. And then just go from there. But yeah, other than that, just for the rest of, for December, it's just some loose things. I did want to try to have the next 24 review ready for tonight. Unfortunately, did not. I do have to rewatch the next one, because I did try to watch it the other night, but I fell asleep. So I will rewatch that, hopefully get that maybe tomorrow. Maybe we'll try to get 2, who knows. And continue with other stuff like, the Spear of Destiny Ultimate Challenge Let's Play. I am still in production. I've been saying this for months, of trying to get my best and worst wrestling matches of the year videos done. I almost have my lists done, but there's 3 AEW matches I want to do live reactions for that I just haven't had the time to do so yet. So yeah, just a little bit of an update, but I see we have some activity in the live chat, so I will check that out in just a second. But I also, again, we'll get to, of course, my overall thoughts on Survivor Series first. When I look at Survivor Series 2024, it was a fun show to watch, yes. I did leave the show feeling a little bit disappointed, though. I feel like we didn't really get the storytelling progression that I was hoping to have. Such as, like for the women's match, we didn't get any inklings of who attacked Jade Cargill to take her out of the match. I will give my thoughts on that, of course, as well when I get to it. The U.S. title match I thought was solid. I'm very intrigued to see what they're doing with Shinsuke Nakamura with this like more advanced gimmick they've given him since he came back a few weeks ago, and they gave him a title, which I'm glad to see. But we all know Shinsuke has a history of being like he's won the mid-card titles like 5 times in his career, and like every single time he's held the title, he's like never on TV. We'll see where that goes. Damian Priest and Gunther also had a good match, but the ending, I was kind of like, is it really going to lead to anything more than we've already gotten? My favorite match tonight, though, no doubt about it, was that Intercontinental title match with Braun Breaker, Sheamus, and Ludwig Kaiser. Definitely my match of the night. Both War Games matches, again, were good. The women's had a couple botches in there that hurt it a little bit, but it was still fine. The men's one was good, too. Again, though, I expected a big explosive ending, and just, again, with the OG Bloodline win, I'm kind of like, is this really doing anything for the new Bloodline? Like, be honest here, right? Let me ask this question. If The Rock would come back and say he was behind the new Bloodline this whole time, at this point, would you take him seriously? Because to me, it feels like, well, you basically just created a group of losers. Because I just feel like that there's nothing to this team that makes him a viable threat. The only thing that it has left is the fact that Solo Sikoa still has the Uafala lay. That's all he has left. And in my opinion, it's just not enough anymore to keep them interesting. So, if you are going to bring back The Rock and have him say he was one behind this new Bloodline the whole time, there's got to be some other twist to it. Like, at this point, I think you got to have them turn on Solo Sikoa and make the person who's obviously the bigger star in the group right now, Jacob Fatu, like the head honcho. And basically, I don't know if that's how you can fix it, but yeah, like I said, this show kind of let me feel like, okay, but where do we go from here with some of these? Like, I didn't come out with that hook, like, I can't wait to see what's next. I'm more so of like, where are we going with this now? More kind of a feel. But still a fun show. None of the matches were bad. I just didn't come out here with, like, the storytelling progression I would have hoped we would have gotten for Survivor Series. So, let's get into it. First, let's check out the live chat. Also, before I check the live chat, I just want to know also, does anybody at all use any of the more modern day social media platforms? Like Threads, or I'm hearing about there's a Blue Sky out now, because I gotta be honest, because ever since I took a break from social media and then went back and created new accounts under the same names, my social media has not done too well. And part of that is my fault. Yes, I haven't posted, as much on social media as I wanted to. But again, of course, things are just getting harder with me having just a ton more things on my plate. But, it's life. So I've also thought about it. I'm like, are these newer platforms really that popular? Like, do any guys use like a Threads or a Blue Sky, or does anybody else have like a preferred social media platform that, I could possibly consider creating for the channel? I still am not for doing a Facebook page. I think the reason why is because I feel like Facebook is just a lot more private for me. I feel like, so me trying to, incorporate, a hobby like YouTube for me, I feel like would kind of like interfere with that. So I don't think I'm ever going to create a Facebook page for the channel. But just want to see if you guys had any thoughts about that. But let's check the live chat, see what we got here before I continue on. We got Mark. I'm doing good, Mark. How about yourself? He thought War Games was awesome. CM Punk and Paul Heyman didn't betray Roman Reigns. They did not, but could they? We got Robbie saying congrats to you and Ashley on the birth of your son. Thank you very much for that. Eric and Valhalla recently welcomed their second child as well. I did see that, actually. Yes, congratulations to them. I'm wishing you all the best for the future as a family. Like I said, it's been an adjustment, but we will get there. Things will, settle down recover and get back to normal. It's just an adjustment period right now. It's only been 8 days since the baby was born, but things are adjusting well. So thank you for that. When are we going to stop having Tiffany teasing a cash in and actually do it? That's another thing too. Like I said, it's going to play in too. Some of the stuff is just like, it's getting a little bit old and it's been teased too many times. So I agree. Like, we gotta get to the point with it. What's up, Tyler? He said, hi, Mike. You thought the women's War Games match was bad. I know the women's War Games match did kind of get some, like, meh reviews. I can understand why, for sure. I wouldn't say it was horrible, but it was a little bit sloppy, but, it is what it is. Tyler said, I was surprised Shinsuke actually won. I was too. I had that small inkling they may throw him a bone, though. But on top of that, when we get to that match. What is this favor that Heyman owes CM Punk? That I don't know. I'm very interested to see what that is. Because the whole story here was CM Punk didn't do this for the Bloodline. He did this as a favor for Paul Heyman. So, what Heyman's going to do for him in return? We'll have to wait and see. I am also very surprised no Seth Rollins. I really thought that with CM Punk being the fifth member for the OG Bloodline, that would get under Seth Rollins' skin. Even though he said no originally, I really thought we were going to have some interference from Seth in that for this. But I guess not. So we'll see what happens there. Tyler says, come back, Charlotte. Call me a Charlotte crybaby. You're good, Tyler. Like I said, you have your favorites. We will all respect that. But Charlotte, I think, will be back by the Rumble, if I'm predicting. And last year's Survivor Series was way better. I agree. It was definitely a lot better than this. And I think this one was bad, but we should have gotten more out of it than what we got, I thought, if I'm being honest. Honestly, I feel like the Undisputed title has taken a back seat. Talking about Cody's title. Yeah, Cody has... When was the last time Cody defended that title? Has it been since the Steel Cage match he had with Solo? Because you think about it, Bad Blood, he was in the tag match. Crown Jewel, he fought for the Crown Jewel title. And he didn't... I am very surprised they left him off the Survivor Series card. Because I really thought they were going to put him in the men's War Games match. But, of course, they didn't. So, yeah, I am very surprised that is the case. But, yeah, well, we are going to get him versus Kevin Owens at Saturday night's main event. I still kind of hope Kevin Owens wins that match. I really feel like with the justified character that Kevin Owens has developed with this new heel persona and how much truth he's spoken, I feel like you kind of got to give him the title for a few minutes. I feel like. You always give it right back to Cody, but I feel like you got to capitalize and give him the title. I really think so. But also, the Survivor Series felt like a battleground or payback. Yeah, like I said, fun matches, but just the storytelling didn't quite knock it out of the park like I was hoping to. And here's why I settled for the B grade that I gave it. But, it is what it is. We're going to move along with the review, but thank you guys, as always, for your thoughts in the live chat, and we're going to roll from there. So the show opened up with the Women's War Games match. It was Bianca Belair, Naomi, Bayley, Io Sky, and Rhea Ripley teaming up to take on Liv Morgan, Raquel Rodriguez, Nia Jax, Tiffany Stratton, and the WWE Women's Speed Champion, Candice LeRae. Overall, like I said, a lot of people said that this was a bad match. Yes, there was some sloppy moments in there, like when Nia Jax, I forgot who it was. I think Nia was in there 2-on-1, and she was doing those chair shots. I believe it was Bayley and Naomi. You could tell she was holding back when she was swinging the chair. It looked very, very weak. And that's not good. If you're trying to, sell or, pull off, it looked like she literally was just being careful. Which, okay, yes, we get on Nia a lot for, well, her first run at least, for being dangerous to work with, yes. But you also can't be doing it where it looks like 100% fake. Like those chair shots looked terrible. I also remember what was up with the botch where Raquel Rodriguez, when she came in, she pulled out a table. She laid it on the mat outside. And then she went underneath for something else. Couldn't seem to find it. And then she just got into the cage and continued the match. I thought that was a little strange as well. Those were two big botches that kind of like stuck out to me that happened. But I can't say the match was horrible. Like, there was some spots, like, obviously, I shouldn't say overdone, but the spot with Io Sky doing a moonsault off the top of the cage, this time with a purple and gold trash can. And then we also had Tiffany Stratton at the same time doing a swanton off the top of the cage. Those were pretty cool shots, of course. But what else is there? I know we had a brief moment where Bayley and Io were kind of starting to argue a little bit. They didn't really dig into that history in the build towards this match. They just briefly did it with Bianca and Bayley, but let's address this also while we got it. Well, first off, the babyfaces did win. Rhea Ripley pinned Liv Morgan with the Riptide and got the victory. So that's probably setting up for her to get another title shot, probably at Saturday night's main event. At this point, because I even think the Judgment Day needs to flip in general, just have Rhea take the title back off of Liv. Just do that. I feel like it's the best move to do. It's time to wrap up the storyline. I don't think at this point you can get to WrestleMania because it's got super repetitive, I'm being honest. But the biggest thing that I'm surprised we didn't get an inkling of in this match was an inkling of who attacked Jade Cargill. So Jade Cargill was found laid out unconscious on top of a car on SmackDown the other week. And rumors are surfing of who it could possibly be. A lot of people think because she wasn't in the War Games match originally, a lot of people think that it was Bayley. Now, here's my problem, though, with it being Bayley. Although, yes, she really has not had much of a run. Like, she doesn't have much of a character right now. Like, she can't... I still feel like she hasn't had a reason to get that babyface sympathy since turning face. But I feel like if you just have her be the one who attacked Jade and turn heel, then it was kind of pointless, and she's just going to be exactly what she was before. I know some people are saying maybe it's Charlotte Flair getting ready to come back. It could be her. Some people are saying it could be Naomi, which would be a swerve, but I'm not sure what the story would be. And a lot of people wanted it to be Bianca, which that's honestly the one I'm leaning towards. But I noticed something on Raw recently. When they had that thing where Bayley helped Bianca beat Nia Jax for the War Games advantage, afterwards they were cool. Like, you would think that they could be teasing like a little bit more tension, but like, okay, I see it there, but you know, we're still not BFFs or whatnot. They looked a little too cool with each other, the way they were smiling at each other afterwards. My prediction is, if Bayley was the one to attack Jade, what if they do a thing where it was Bayley who attacked Jade, but Bianca still had some type of, like, something to do with, like, the planning of it, like, being a conspirator for it. And I kind of, like, say, like, okay, behind the scenes, we were cool again, and we took out Jade Cargill because, you know, she was just in both of our ways, basically. I don't know. I feel like it needs a little bit of, like, a swerve like that, if you want it to be Bayley. If not, then have it just be Bianca. We got, again, I know Bianca didn't want to join, the Pride, the group that Bobby Lashley and the Street Profits started, apparently because she didn't want to turn heel. But she desperately needs it. I've been saying for like over a year, Bianca Belair needs a heel turn. Her face character is just stale. It's overdone. I'm just ready for something different from Bianca. So I'm still hoping it's Bianca. But I'm saying, if it is Bayley, I think you have to add that extra twist over it and say Bianca was also involved with it as well, if you still go with Bayley. But we had no teases here. I thought we were going to almost get a repeat of what happened with Dakota Kai in 2019. I really thought we were going to get a repeat of that, but we didn't. But we didn't get it here. We'll see what happens in the weeks to come. And I'm sure soon you will see a turn alert on who it was, in fact, who attacked Jade Cargill. So we have that match. The second match on the card was the U.S. title match with L.A. Knight. Yeah! She was a little late, but, she still did it. He took on Shinsuke Nakamura, who recently returned, and I don't think we've seen Shinsuke since before the draft. Because he got drafted to SmackDown, back to SmackDown during the draft, and we never saw him again. He's come back, still a heel, still kind of similar to what he was doing before when he turned heel last fall. But he's added a little more of like a presentation to it. With like the makeup, his look. His theme music has kind of changed as well. Which, okay, it looks like the original character he had before, but a little bit more thought put into it. Like, they spiced it up a little bit. And him and LA Knight, had a good match. It felt a little more character-driven, if I'm being honest. Which is fine. Sometimes you need the more character-driven matches. And surprisingly, I had the inkling they may pull the trigger, but they did. Shinsuke won. And he won decently clean. I think he did a rake to the eye of LA Knight. Hit that, looked like Sting Scorpion Death Drop on the steel in between both the rings. Threw him back in and did a King Shasta to the back of his head. And yes, Shinsuke Nakamura is now, I think, 3 or 4 time United States champion. I can't remember. I think he's won the U.S. title now 3 or 4 times. And he's won the IC title, I think, twice. I want to say. I think he's won it twice. But like I said, the problem I've had, though, with Shinsuke as a mid-card champion. Of course, this is the first time he's won a title with Triple H in charge. But the other times he's won a mid-card title, he's done absolutely nothing. He's barely even on TV as well as champions, too, which is ridiculous, especially if you have these mid-card titles as, your workhorse championships, and they're not on TV. But if this is actually going to lead somewhere for Shinsuke, then I am open to giving it a shot. So I'm hoping it does lead to something good for him. Like I said, it looks like they've really put a lot of effort in spicing up this darker samurai type character, which I find intriguing. But again, we just gotta see in the long term effect where this is gonna go. We'll have to wait and see. So Shinsuke Nakamura is indeed your new United States champion. The third match, which again was definitely my favorite match of the night, was this triple threat match for the IC title with Bron Breakker, Sheamus, and Ludwig Kaiser. Outstanding match. Outstanding, hard-hitting stuff, crazy near falls. Ludwig didn't really have any close near falls where I thought he won. Sheamus had a couple where I thought he was going to win. But then Ludwig pulled the referee off him after he hit a brogue kick on him. I thought they were going to give Sheamus his Intercontinental Championship, but not yet, I guess. But he came very close. Bron Breakker, though, my goodness, I swear he is getting better. His high-flying maneuvers in this match were crazy. Well, first off, the other week on Raw, he wrestled Ludwig and did a freaking dive, and Ludwig got out of the way. And he literally flew into the announce table. This match as well, he was exploding, also flying through the top ropes or whatnot. He did he do a kind of a crossbody dive or something like that onto both Sheamus and Ludwig into the announce desks too. It was just insane. Insane hard hitting. All three of these guys have excellent chemistry. Ludwig and Sheamus have had their series of matches as well. But of course, Bron, he's working excellent with guys like this. Like, these are types of guys that Braun Strowman thrives with. These hard hitters like a Sheamus and a Ludwig Kaiser as well. But Braun does eventually come away with the victory. Ludwig, I think, did use the shillelagh on Sheamus's ribs. Eventually, he was able to. I think Braun was able to get Ludwig out of the way, and then, of course, I think he speared Sheamus in his bad ribs to get the victory to retain the Intercontinental Championship, which again is cool with me. But just an outstanding match. I would definitely consider it as one of my matches of the year. Like if when I make my 2024 list for best matches of the year, I definitely would consider this one for sure. Although it's going to be tough to beat because I'm pretty sure when I make that list, there'll be a lot of Will Ospreay matches on that list. But this is a good candidate as well. If you're doing WWE only, yes, definitely this triple threat Intercontinental title match. We've had a couple good triple threats this year. This one, the one at WrestleMania with Logan Paul, Randy Orton, and Kevin Owens, outstanding triple threat match. But yeah, still some very good stuff as well. And again, my match of the night for sure. The fourth match on the card we had was Gunther versus Damian Priest for the World Heavyweight Championship. Another good hard-hitting back-and-forth battle, I thought. This one, though, the problem I have with it was the ending. I mean, we had something a wee bit different because Finn Balor did come out and coup de grace Damian Priest, and he was outside. Gunther did attack Finn Balor with a kick to the side of the head because basically the story has been Gunther's been worried he's losing his edge since he lost to Cody Rhodes at Crown Jewel, which I still think Gunther should have won that match, if I'm being honest. Cody didn't need to win that because Cody can tell a story through losing. Gunther is not someone who really loses unless it's a big deal. So him losing, I wasn't a fan of from Crown Jewel. But that basically cost Damian Priest the match. And afterwards, I'm kind of like, why are we continuing this feud with Finn Balor and Damian Priest? Because every time Damian Priest has had his chance to wrestle Finn Balor, he beats him every single time. So why would I want to see this feud continue? And just in general, the Judgment Day just needs to just split up and move on to other things. Because again, it's not working anymore. It's not working. It's all this. Their booking has been so inconsistent, the Judgment Day, that I'm just sick of them. Now they're teasing Finn Balor breaking up with Dominic Mysterio or something like that. To me, I'm just kind of like, well, you've had Finn lose so many key matches over the past couple years. I can't take him seriously. I want Finn Balor to be the main event player he was. He was the icon of NXT. But it's is he just damaged goods? I don't see any light at the end of the tunnel for him. And him fighting Damian Priest again is not going to do anything. So I don't know what the point of that ending was. It was still a good match, but the ending I was kind of like, this is really nothing new. Oh yeah, I forgot to talk about it also. In the Women's War Games match, because I thought about this, speaking of nothing new, Tiffany Stratton pulled out her Money in the Bank briefcase from a trash can and was standing over top of both Nia and Liv debating on what she should do. Even that is starting to get old too, because okay, she's teased cashing in on Nia how many times? Why are they still friends? Why do they still trust each other? That's just kind of getting a little old as well. So I don't know what's going to be next for Finn Balor and Damian Priest. But like I said, I don't expect much from it because, like I said, Damian Priest just beats the crap out of the Judgment Day almost every single time he has a segment with them. So I really don't care, unfortunately. But we'll see what happens. And then finally, we have the main event, which was the OG Bloodline. Roman Reigns, Jimmy and Jey Uso, Sami Zayn, and CM Punk. They teamed up to take on the new Bloodlines, Solo Sikoa, Tama Tonga and Tonga Loa, Jacob Fatu, and Bronson Reed. This was definitely the better of the two War Games matches. Jay did come out last, got the absolute very popular, entrance that he has going through the crowd. It's just so much fun to watch it go through. The main story throughout the match, of course, too, was teasing the tension between Roman Reigns and CM Punk. These two clearly do not trust each other, and there was times where they were trying to, tell each other what to do, pretty much. And, when it was down to, 3 left in the shark cage for the OG Bloodline, Roman stopped Punk from going down and told Sammy to go out. And then when it came down to just Roman and Punk, Punk then just, brushed right past Roman and made his way down there as well. Roman did not like that as well. But, of course, when they got in the match, they had some tease tension. Roman did accidentally spear Punk, while Punk had, I think it was Jacob Fatu up for a GTS. And, also, the Bloodline tried to lock Roman out, but Roman just climbed over like it was nothing. They really think Roman was that dumb. But I really thought there was going to be an implosion. And that's the thing, too. What I really wanted, because they really haven't teased... yes, they've mentioned that they still have their issues, but I really wanted them to really emphasize how fractured the relationships are with this OG Bloodline. They didn't really do that, because CM Punk eventually started, playing into the story. He saved Roman Reigns from a massive table spot from Bronson Reed jumping off the top of the cage, doing a tsunami through the table. Bronson unfortunately did, I think, hurt both of his ankles during that match, which sucks. And then Jimmy and Jacob got a little shaken up from their spot as well from the top of the cage, but they're okay. Bronson, I think, is going to be out for a couple of weeks, I think I heard them mention. But yeah, it's kind of like it felt like the OG Bloodline was a little more solid than they should have been. And then it ends with each of them hitting their finishers on Sol Sikoa, and again, no Rock return. So again, that's why I mentioned, if the OG the new Bloodline have lost so much that, again, if The Rock would come back and say he was behind them the entire time, would you take it seriously? Because to me, I think they're jokes. Sol Sikoa, unfortunately, yes, his character work has improved massively, but he's lost so many matches. And that's not good. And they've protected the heck out of Jacob Fatu. I'm sorry, again, at this point, I think the best move is have Jacob turn on Solo and have it become Jacob's group. You can bring in Hikuleo or Lance Arnold, whoever it is, and kick Solo out of the group. Because this isn't working anymore. Solo is losing matches. And it's not going to make him look good. It's not. So I don't know where we go from here. I know the biggest question is, what is the favor CM Punk is referring to he needs from Paul Heyman? I don't know where that's going to go. We'll have to wait and see. Like I said, this show was good, but again, it didn't leave me wondering what's next or excited for what's next, because there really wasn't anything laid out storyline-wise on the show. No Rock return, no tease tension with the OG Bloodline, nothing with who attacked Jade Cargill. And again, we have Finn Balor still trying to cost Damian Priest his matches, even though Damian beats the crap out of him every time he fights him. But I don't know. So I gave Survivor Series overall a B, because I still thought it was a fun show to watch. But like I said, storytelling wise, not a fan of that. But we'll have to wait and see. So before we go off the air, let's of course check out the live chat and see what we got here. Tyler said there was too many botches in the Women's War Games match. He still thinks it's Bianca who's going to be the one who attacked Jade. I say this on my live review on Survivor Series. This is a hot take. Shinsuke should beat Seth at Fastlane in the Last Man. Yes. I still agree. Either at Payback or at Fastlane last year, I do think they should have given Shinsuke the world title last year. I feel like that was the best shot you had to make him a world champion. Again, maybe with this US title run, maybe, like I said, I just don't know. Because like I said, every time Shinsuke's had a mid-card title, he's never on TV. So hopefully this actually helps. But we'll see. When are they going to let Sheamus capture the one title he never held? I don't know. I keep feeling that's a WrestleMania moment, but since he's already fought Bron multiple times, I don't know if it's going to happen this time, but we'll see. Tyler says Finn sucks now. And not just he sucks, but he's booked like a joke, unfortunately. Tiff is going to fail the cash-in. She may at this point, who knows. End of Judgment Day, it's been 2 years, and why are they still a thing? Like I said, I think the problem with Judgment Day was the fact that their plans had to change, because when they kicked out Edge. Because I think Edge said in an interview after he left WWE, Finn was supposed to join Judgment Day, not till a year later. So I think that it was kind of like, when they started it, it was kind of like it was all thrown out of whack to begin with. So it was kind of dead on arrival, maybe. 1 year ago, Survivor Series, CM Punk returned after the War Games. 1 year later, CM Punk is in the War Games match. I was surprised, definitely, with him recovering still from that Hell in a Cell match, but, you know. But that does it for, guys. That's going to be my review of Survivor Series 2024. Again, I gave it a B. Keep a lookout. The next video should probably be my next 24 special. Maybe I'll also, before I go back to work on Tuesday, maybe I'll try to slip in a live stream maybe on the Switch. I kind of doubt it, though, with, everything else I have going on, of course, just within 2 days, but maybe I'll do it tomorrow, who knows, but the next video is most likely going to be the next 24 review, which is on the Women's Evolution back in 2016. We'll talk about that next time. Make sure you guys, as always, slap a like on the video and subscribe for more content on my channel. Follow me on Twitter as well at the Club of the Man 93, and you may also always follow me on TikTok and Instagram at the Club of the Man 1993. Again, I don't know if I will add on Threads or Blue Sky eventually, but we'll have to wait and see. But till then, guys, I'm checking out. I'll catch you guys all later. Have a great rest of your night, and do not forget, in order to be superior to the man, you've got to be the man. And for I am the man himself, and that is not just an opinion, my friends. That is a fact of life. Yeah!